Hello again, it's Dr. Caire, and welcome to another episode of ToothsDay Truths, where I answer your questions on dental care based on my 40 years of experience. Remember that if you're enjoying these videos, take a moment to look below and press that button to subscribe. Today we have another question from Irishman Patty O'Pub. If you recall, last week Patty had a question about root canals. Patty, how did your root canal go?
Well, I tell you, I didn't get the root canal because the dentist said I waited too long and he pulled me tooth instead.
Patty, I'm going to have to ask you to watch your language. There may be children watching. So why did you wait so long? Didn't you go back to the dentist right after we talked last week?
Yes, I did. But the dentist said I should have come a year ago when he first told me I needed the root canal, and now he says he had to pull me tooth instead.
Well, when we talked last week, you didn't tell me it had been a year since the dentist said you needed a root canal. But tell me, if the dentist took out the tooth, why are you so miserable?
Well, now it seems about 2 days after he pulled my tooth, I got something called a dry socket. And I don't understand because I keep it pretty wet, if you know what I mean.
Look, let me explain. Here's our picture of a tooth. When the tooth is removed, for whatever reason, it leaves a hole in the jawbone where the root was. That hole fills with blood and forms a blood clot. These days, a dentist will often put a bone graft material into that hole, but that's a topic for another video. Having a blood clot in that hole covers the bone and promotes growth of gum tissue that allows the area to heal.
Well, how come it is that I'm not healing then?
I'm getting to that. If that blood clot is disturbed in some way, it could loosen, break down, or even fall out of the socket. That leaves the bone in the socket unprotected.
Oh, now I think I know what happened. You see, after the dentist yanked me tooth, I went down to the pub for a pint, and it was pretty noisy in there. I guess the blood clot got disturbed by all the noise.
No, Patty, the noise would not have disturbed the clot. I'm talking about physically disturbed, as in dislodged or partially dislodged. A lot of times that happens when a patient uses a straw after a tooth is removed.
Oh, no. I did drink me a couple of pints of Guinness through a straw, but that was just to keep the drinking on the other side of my mouth.
I guess you didn't want your beer to get on the wound.
No, I didn't want the blood to get in my beer. Can anything else cause a dry socket, eh?
Well, some kind of physical trauma, like poking around in the area or a sudden blow to the head.
Well, that might be another thing there. You see, after a couple of pints, I went over and sat by Eileen Callahan, and we got to doing a little mouth poking, if you know what I mean. Anyway, after a while, her husband Rory came in, and he didn't take kindly to the mouth poking. We got into a row, and then there was fisticuffs, and he landed a few good ones on my jaw before he got thrown out for disturbing the peace. But is it all that should cause all this pain? After all, I'm just living me normal life.
Yes, well, probably the most common cause of dry sockets is smoking after having a tooth removed. But I'm sure your dentist told you not to smoke for 24 hours.
Ah, that he did. Still, I wouldn't think a couple of fags on the way home just to calm my nerves would make that much of a difference.
Yes, Patty, that actually counts.
So you're saying I pretty much did everything I'm not supposed to do. Well, what can I do now? Because my jaw is pretty sore.
Well, the best way to treat dry sockets differs with different dentists. Some prefer to flush out the area and keep it clean. Others prefer to put a packing or dressing into it. And others prefer to numb up the area, clean out the socket, and cause a new blood clot to form. It's best to go back to the dentist that removed the tooth because he or she may know of some other reason causing your pain. But regardless of the cause, a dry socket will usually heal itself in a couple of weeks. That is, if you're able to put up with the discomfort in the meantime.
In that case, I won't worry, because I think I can find a way to deal with the pain. Oh, I gotta run. Eileen Callahan just walked in and I want to go over and say hello.
Good luck, Patty. Remember, the information I provide here is only to be used as a guide and is no substitute for a visit to your dentist. If you have any other topics you'd like to cover, please post them in the comments below. You can find me at RCaireDDS, that's RCAIREDDS, at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Or you can email me at rcaredds@gmail.com. And remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. It really makes a difference. See you next ToothsDay.